My name is Ron McHenry, and I serve as the CEO for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Skagit County. We are honored that you are enrolling your child in one of our pop-up club programs in the community, and we take our duties very seriously. We are also appreciative of the patience families have had as we redesign our program implementation model to reflect the changing guidelines provided by the CDC and public health agencies. Closing for any period of time is difficult on you. It is also hard for our staff, who enjoy engaging your students in a safe, fun, and supportive environment. Before we dig into some specifics, I'd like to answer some questions you may have. We are not currently considering reopening any of our own facilities. There are many reasons for this, but the primary considerations are that none of our facilities are really well designed for the distance and structure necessary to maintain responsible program implementation. Our club members are used to freedom of choice and accessing various equipment in our clubs like air hockey and pool and foosball tables, which could not be used and still maintain the strongest health and safety requirements possible. By partnering with a school district, we are able to access classrooms which have more space and are better suited to a structured environment. Psychologically and emotionally, this also helps students better navigate their own experiences. School district partners are able to provide highly specialized areas of support, especially when it comes to daily disinfection protocols and integration of their staff and programs to assist students with curriculum-based academic activities to complete. Lastly, it took us time to not only develop a new series of policies and protocols to respond to the challenges COVID-19 presents, as well as identify funding resources. Like many small businesses, current circumstances have greatly impacted our resources while significantly increasing our costs. Only because of the generosity of an anonymous donor are we able to once again open our doors sustainably and with subsidization. In this video orientation, I will cover important information related to the logistics of our temporary sites, including preparation and what your first day will look like. You will also be provided a parent orientation guide localized for your specific club site and be directed as to where you can find our full safety and health plan to review at your convenience that documents the many steps we are taking to limit risks of exposure to COVID-19. Please remember, your best option is to stay at home and keep your child at home. But we realize this is not possible for all families, and our staff is ready to lean in and provide this essential service so you can best support the response and recovery efforts in our community related to the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you in advance for your patience and understanding of the technical limitations of creating this orientation from my home office in Burlington. For our existing club members, welcome back, and for those new to Boys and Girls Club programs, welcome to our family. This program will be unlike anything your child has ever experienced. You can help us keep your child safe and healthy by discussing things in advance with them using honest, age-appropriate language. The program will be highly structured. Each student will have a separate space with a desk or table and their own supply bin provided by the club. In it are basic common items like pencils, crayons, glue, paper, construction paper, and scissors, either blunt or pointed tip, depending on the age. As additional activity kits are received, your child will find these supplies placed in their bin overnight through a sterile process. Students will not be allowed to share supplies, and there are no communal supplies. Everything will be individual. Your student should be prepared to wash their hands, a lot. Parents should acquire some basic hand lotion and lotion their students' hands upon returning home, at night before bed, and in the morning before going to the club site. This can help minimize any discomfort that can occur from skin drying from increased hand washing activities. Your student should know in advance they will need to maintain distance from staff and their friends. If your student often needs to go to the bathroom or has a history of waiting until the last minute, please be sure to inform staff members and remind your child to think ahead. There's one dedicated staff person for escorting students to and from the bathroom to eliminate the need of your student opening any doors or touching surfaces. Between each use, staff will sanitize restroom surfaces touched. Outside recreation opportunities will be limited, especially initially as the tone is set for appropriate activities that maintain distance. Students wishing to interact with one another by playing frisbee, for example, will be required to wear gloves provided that will be disposed of after each outside period. And when they return to their classroom, they will once again wash their hands. Patience will be key for all of us. Transitions in and out will be time consuming to ensure everyone's health and safety. Please make sure to send your child with layers of clothing for their comfort for this reason. Most of all, please talk through with your child the importance of following the directions of staff at all times. The things they may ask of your student may seem silly, such as keeping their hands against their bodies like toy soldiers during transitions, but it is in their best interest. Help us maintain a safe and healthy environment for your students and the staff by preparing them now and having ongoing conversations about precautionary measures. In the evenings, talk with them about how their day went and listen to their frustrations. Celebrate their successes, especially as it relates to keeping healthy. Your first day may seem like something out of a movie. In more than 20 years of working with youth, I never could have imagined the need for such measures. However, they are designed with the safety and health of our entire community in mind. When you registered, you were asked to provide 15-minute windows for drop-off and pickup. Give yourself a little extra time, as both will be an important process. As you arrive in your vehicle, look for two staff. One will have an infrared thermometer, and the other will be carrying a tablet. You and your student should remain in the vehicle and roll down the respective window or windows so a temperature can be taken. The parent will then be asked a series of questions to determine if anyone in the household has experienced a fever greater than 100 degrees Fahrenheit in the previous 72 hours, if anyone in the household has taken fever-reducing medication in the previous 72 hours, if anyone in the household has experienced any of the following symptoms in the previous 72 hours: cough, shortness of breath, sore throat, runny nose, vomiting, or diarrhea. If anyone in the household has experienced any known COVID-19 exposure in the previous 14 days. If the answer is yes to any of these questions, your youth will not be able to attend. Staff members will be going through the same screening process upon arrival. Once the health screening is completed successfully, your student should depart the vehicle and follow the directions of staff, who will direct them to their cohort classroom. Your student will remain in the same cohort until such restrictions are no longer necessary. You can then continue on with your morning. All students need to be on site by 9:30 a.m. daily. Breakfast will be served at 8:30 a.m. Lunch will be served at 11:30 a.m. If your student has dietary restrictions, they should bring their meal in a disposable bag, and it cannot require heating or refrigeration. For pickup, you also provided a time window. Staff will be available during peak times at the same location drop-off occurs. If a staff member is not present, please call the number provided in your parent orientation guide to request assistance. Pickup begins at 3 p.m. and continues until the site closes, at 6 or 6:30 p.m., depending on your community. This information is also in your individual parent orientation guide. If your routine suddenly changes for urgent circumstances and pickup must occur before your regular time or outside of the normal drop-off and pickup times, please call your local club site well in advance. Despite the incredible planning efforts of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Skagit County and our partner school district, hiccups can happen. Please be patient, especially during pickup and drop-off times. Once again, thank you for choosing the Boys and Girls Clubs of Skagit County for your essential child care service. We take our responsibility quite seriously and appreciate your review of this video and your individual parent orientation guide. In that document, you will have the contact information of your local club leadership staff. If a pressing matter occurs that requires elevation, please contact Manny Smith, Director of Operations at msmith@skagitclubs.org or via phone at 360-419-3723, extension 5. Please be patient for a response. As you may imagine, our club leadership also has limited capacity, but we'll do our best to get back to you in a timely manner. I encourage you to like our Facebook page to learn more about the clubs, as well as potentially see photos of your student and their activities. Also, please remember to support our businesses in Skagit County whenever possible, especially those who engage with the Boys and Girls Club or other nonprofit organizations philanthropically. Without their leadership and investment, we would not be equipped to be able to respond and serve the needs of our local community. We appreciate the opportunity to serve families like yours, who are providing essential supports and benefits, and are honored to do our part to keep Skagit strong.